Yeah, we know what he's doing.
The usuals, a couple young pyros, a couple true names, a Tombstalker. So he's got the Cabal Therapy synergy, obviously. It's usually what you get out of being Grixis.
And we see Owen being on the play this game, which will be super important.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Basic Swamp. That's a Mirage Swamp?
Mirage, it might be Urza's Saga?
Might be Saga. It's one of those.
Yeah, something a little older and not really.
It's definitely a
easy.
late 90s, like, big set Swamp.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Saga. Mirage is more bright and colorful than that. You're right. I missed by a year.
It's
My
okay.
apologies. I guess I missed by 2 years. Anyway, Gitaxian Probe.
Get to see all the beauty in Owen's hand.
Liliana, Lingering Souls, Swords, and 2 lands to play it all.
Wow. Yeah, Deathrite
Sure.
Shaman really looking good to cast some 3-drop, even if Brian has a follow-up Cabal Therapy.
True. I mean, it could be turn 2 Liliana plus discard my Lingering Souls.
Synergy.
This is like the most value you can get without running blue cards.
Exactly. All right, yeah. Opting to play a Deathrite Shaman of his own.
Yeah, now maybe it's Liliana minus. No, goes for the Wasteland. And the Plow.
Yeah, he wants to break that symmetry as soon as possible so that he can cast some spells.
Right. Yeah, Liliana minus only kills one of the lands. This line kills them both. And the Thoughtseize, yes.
Ooh.
What a turn.
Well, so Brian, it looks like he's on 3 lands, one of which is Wasteland, 2 Delvers, and Force of Will. What do you take here?
I think I take Force of Will.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I agree with that. He has.
No, he's going to take one of the Delvers.
Okay.
I guess his hand only has one answer for a Delver.
That makes sense. I mean, Lingering Souls can do a good job chumping both the ground one and the flying version of a Flip Delver. So, but Liliana might be a better route.
Also, the Force of Will is a 2-for-1, right? I mean, Owen's kind of fundamentally, it's a card advantage attrition type strategy, so.
It's true. Yeah, he hasn't drawn a Hymn to Torok yet, but he can essentially Hymn to Torok if
by playing Liliana.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you discard your 2 spells. Another basic.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these 2-color decks is that they can really overload on the basics to avoid the wasteland strategies. Saw that.
Goes Lingering Souls. No Liliana at this point.
All right.
Just hard cast. He's going to play it twice. Yeah, you mentioned Chris Pakula as the originator of this Dead Guy Ale. Team Dead Guy was his team back in the 90s. I don't know if everybody knows that's where the name actually comes from, but it was him, Dave Price, Dave Bartholow, Tony Sy, and then they eventually added John Finkel.
Okay.
It was definitely one of the big teams back in the late 90s.
It's a pretty good team. I always thought it was partially that brew in particular was named after a rogue beer.
Well, to be fair, I believe the team was named after the beer.
Oh, the team was named after the beer.
Or it might have been after a band. I'm not. I was never entirely clear. I heard about the team before I heard about any of these other Dead Guys.
Okay. I heard.
The deck is definitely named after Pakula's old team.
Okay. The word ale makes me think of the Rogue Dead Guy ale beer.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. All right, Force of Will on Stoneforge Mystic. And, Owen, he knew it was there. He was just kind of okay with, I'm going to 2-for-1 you.
Yep.
Eventually, you're going to stop one of my cards with 2 of yours. Getting the Young Pyro out is decent for Brian. It gives him a game here.
And hopefully he can chain a few, starting off with a Ponder, chain a few of those together and create some kind of board presence to counteract what Owen has. But, I mean, he still has the Flashback Lingering Souls available next turn or the Liliana still. So
Right.
I do think, especially if Brian, with the 2 tokens, probably goes for Lingering Souls if he had to pick one.
He left his spirits on defense here. Does that surprise you? They're untapped. I assume they're just They're on defense.
Yeah, they're just chilling there. Maybe he did fear. I don't really know. I think only one of the elementals can attack this turn. So.
Get confirmation, by the way, that the 3 matches I predicted would intentionally draw did in fact intentionally draw.
There we go.
So the 6 people we believed were in the top 8 are mathematically now in the top 8.
Perfect.
What happened to this game?
I don't know.
Suddenly Brian Koval has actually got a board.
Yeah, he drew
I wasn't sure that was going to happen.
Yeah, it really ended up Brian drawing the young Pyromancer and then the subsequent turn drawing the Ponder and really creating board presence.
And a daze for the flashback on the Lingering Soul. Crazy.
Wow. Brian has shown some mastery despite looking so far behind at the beginning of this game.
Huh. Cabal Therapy to flip the Delver. He knows about that Liliana, so that's what he names here.
Yeah.
There's a Batterskull that Owen Watson can't cast. What happened? We were all reminiscing about Chris Pakula and Team Dead Guy. And suddenly Young Pyro and a Daze and a Ponder for a token and
I mean, it really
Force
is.
of Will on the it was Force of Will on the Stone Forge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there he trades off with the elementals, and Owen's not looking to be in that good of a place anymore.
I mean, both players are basically top decking at this point.
Right.
I mean, and it's Deathrite versus Delver.
Yep. This one.
Oh, okay. New
All right.
Liliana. Okay, now everything's back under control for Owen Watson.
Yeah, Brian.
Well, sorry. How about True Name Nemesis off the top? Brian knew it was there. He'd seen it with that Ponder a couple of turns ago. Down goes Liliana.
Oof. That's the second Liliana. There are 4 Lilianas in the deck, so potential for Owen to find another one to answer that true name. But I really don't see any other way that he interacts with a resolved true name Nemesis.
He might be able to race.
I mean, that's the
with
other
two
option.
Deathrights, it's close.
I mean, Brian has supplied quite a few instants and sorceries in his own yard. He has access to both black activations after cracking this fetch land.
Yeah, but the cracking the fetch land also cuts a turn off the clock,
That's
right?
true.
Now he's at 12 instead of 13.
Yeah.
Does not have access to the green activation, so.
Yeah. Brian just really chained into. He draw spell into Young Pyromancer, into Ponder, and those elementals just suddenly appeared and were able to fight Owen back to lower board state.
Deathrights are still making mana. Oh, this is Batterskull. Okay. Second Deathrite gets into Batterskull. He doesn't need to. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The days off the top. That was insane.
Brian, you
and
have
a Snapcaster. What on earth?
I'm just going to dig it a little bit more. This is Brian is just running hot off the top of his deck like it's no big deal.
And Owen Watson was like, okay, I understand. Batterskull's going to get me out of this. Everything's going to be fine. No. Nope. No, you're dead. Oh, Liliana. But the Snapcaster, stop. Oh, my God.
He has everything covered. This is unbelievable. That hand, that
really
starting hand with
is.
Owen, just the 3, like if there were 3 lands in Brian's hand, it just really looked like he had no action. And he just, out of nowhere, it just really just created a board presence that just
Did Owen have
matched
other
Owen's.
paths through the sequencing? Like, he did play the Lingering Souls before the Liliana,
Mm-hmm.
which was one decision, which, I don't know, whatever. If he makes Brian force a turn earlier, maybe Brian doesn't get a token. That doesn't sound like it matters a ton.
Right.
He also could, in theory, have thought he's one of the Force of Will instead of a Delver.
Right.
But we saw Brian actually wound up pitching Force to Force, so he would have been able to
Yeah.
Force of Will anyway. He had access to 1 Force of Will
Mm-hmm.
either way. I don't know. I'm I'm just not sure how this went off. Quite how this went off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian's draws have been literally perfect.
Yeah. He could not have made this happen with anything other than what he got. So. Yeah, so...
oh, I don't know about attacking with the Snapcaster.
yeah, that seems
that just
like
turned Liliana into a way to kill True Name. Does he have an answer to Liliana after all this? Yes, of course he has an answer to Liliana after all that. What was I thinking?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's Brian. Don't you remember?
I mean, I don't think he attacks with Snapcaster if he didn't have another creature, because he saw the Liliana
with
Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah, absolutely perfect information there. Yeah, that is. So there comes the Liliana.
Still got to do it. Why is he cracking a fetch land?
He probably has Stifle.
He has an instant, like a Brainstorm, make a token, sack the token to Liliana.
He doesn't have it. If he could have had Stifle here, he probably would have had Stifle. But
oh, Lightning Bolt. Why not?
What happened?
That was the most remarkable series of top decks I've maybe ever seen.
Brian, I mean, I don't want to say that anyone deserves to top 8 this event, but after what Brian showed us in that first game,
I'm not sure deserve has anything to do with it.
The something out of our power is saying,
okay.
Yeah,
he's faded.
that kind of he's faded
for top 8.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I mean, that looked so locked down from the very start. I mean, just right off the bat, taking care of the Deathrite Shaman super early, and just like having all these powerful cards, and Liliana being able to play Lingering Souls and flash it back, and Brian just drew everything he needed. Wow.
It's not like it was one top deck either. It was literally there was a 4, 5, 6 turn sequence.
Oh yeah.
Where he had to draw the right card, or he had to draw a very relevant spell every single one of those times.
Yeah, and he did.
No problem. 2 different dazes he got him with.
Yeah.
Despite 3 Deathrite Shaman. Oh my god.
Oh.
That was crazy.
All right. So I guess there's sideboarded games for this. Owen Watson's. No surprise, there's a lot of interesting choices in Owen Watson's sideboard. He has the third Gerard's Verdict in case he wants a 7th Hymn to Torok effect.
Doesn't sound right in this matchup.
Not in this matchup. Omizawa's Jite.
Jite sounds good.
Yeah, Jite sounds good.
Jite here.
Okay. Let's see, what else?
He's got an Ensnaring Bridge in his sideboard? Why does he have...
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, presumably it can't be attacked by like 2020s, but
that's fair. I mean, you can kind of create some kind of lock with the Liliana, and just like you're always discarding, even if I don't know what the Ensnaring Bridge. I mean,
he's a damnation.
there's a lot of spice. Yeah, the Solemn Visitor.
Yeah, which matchup is Sorin Solemn Visitor for?
I don't know. The Mirror. I don't.
I'm not even sure I could name 2 of his abilities.
Yeah, Solemn Visitor. That's the 4-drop from Khans. He's kind of visiting Tarkir, and one of them is making a vampire, I believe, and the other one involves something having lifelink and power pump until.
That's about right.
Yeah, that's I mean, there's a lot of Sorens floating around there, at least 4 that I know of. Although I've seen the story right now. Apparently, he's stuck in a rock somewhere. According to the storyline, and that's like a thing that pops up every now and then, like also Soren stuck in a rock somewhere.
You don't want to mess with Lithomancers.
No, you do not. So, yeah. Beyond that, I can't think of anything else that Owen wants to board in. His deck does seem favored against his opponent, like in the way that it's constructed in the main deck.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple paths through those crucial turns. I don't know if Owen had other lines that might have worked out better. I don't know which lines were right. I mean, I'm having trouble pointing to specific places where he lost it so much as Brian top decked him, but maybe there was a better path through those turns.
Okay.
I don't know. Anytime he got by 2 days, you're like, should I have done this differently? Should I have been playing around days? I don't know.
Yeah. When the second one gets you, it kind of pops that balloon a
were
little
both
bit.
Naked top decks, too.
Yeah.
I guess the first one was sort of set up by a Ponder, but no, I think the days was after he got through the Ponder cards.
Could be.
I don't know.
A lot happened there that was none of it was really expected.
None of it was good for Owen Watson, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, Brian's sideboard. I don't really know. Electrickery seems good against all those tokens that he faced down.
I feel like I would have gone Liliana plus.
Would you?
Instead of Hardcast Lingering Souls. I would have gone Liliana plus.
What would you have discarded?
The Lingering Souls.
Okay, you would have discarded Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
You don't think that for 4 flyers? Now he.
I think you're in an attrition battle and you're up a couple of cards, and you need to just make sure he doesn't have enough resources to do what he did there.
Do exactly that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously been playing the deck and doing quite well with it. But
Do you think the Thoughtseize should have taken a different card?
I don't think it turned out to matter.
Okay.
I mean, I think I would have taken Force of Will there, but I don't think it turned out to matter because we saw Brian top decked another Force of Will by the time he cast it.
That's fair. So.
All right, game 2. Brian Koval up a game. Clean. Well, it's a win and in. Maybe it won't be clean on Brian Koval's side, but he's up so big on tiebreakers that I think of this as a relatively clean win and in.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being anything else. Yeah, Owen Watson not having the Deathrite Shaman or a Thoughtseize this on his first turn this time. I feel like he really wants one of those.
Let us sing a song. Sing a song to Torok. Rather sing a song to Torok's dog. I would have chosen different art for my hymn to Torok, but what are you going to do?
The dog is
the
nice.
Howling Dog one's the best, right?
I think so. I know players that would play one of each. Respect all the artists.
Delver flips. Flips blind, but flips.
With Brian's match so far here.
I'm not at all surprised.
Yeah.
I expected it to flip.
So it looks like he has another Delver as a choice from the Ponder. Couldn't see the other two. That's it. So, Owen with so many powerful 3-drops, we're probably going to see something this turn.
I would assume.
Yeah.
No 1-drop.
Yeah, no 1-drop. There's got to be something in there. With Owen on the play this game and Brian and I talking in his interview after the other match that he was shown on, he does not like playing days on the draw, so I don't think we're going to see him get them this time.
What is that?
That is a beautiful, beautiful Vindicate.
Ah.
Yeah, that's one of the Vindicates from Amonkhet, or one of those.
Yeah, I knew it was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I knew it was an Amonkhet masterpiece.
Yeah, that's that one.
That's as far as I could get, though. Guess I had the clue of it was castable with black, black, and white. So.
Yeah, not many of the masterpieces from that set were.
I appreciate you saving me the 30 seconds of sorting it out.
No worries.
Well, here's True Name Nemesis.
Fleshbag Marauder.
Fleshbag Marauder, which, I mean, this is 2 different 3-mana spells Owen has been forced to use to try to kill a Delver. I mean, you do what you got to do. The crucial thing is, though, he's I think, trying to clear a path so that he can use a Liliana to kill that True Name, but Brian's just on all creatures this game.
Yeah.
And it's looking pretty good. I mean, Owen, maybe did he sideboard in a Damnation?
He could have.
He does have a Liliana in his hand.
Yeah, that seems to be, I mean, the Liliana, he was doing exactly what you said with just trying to clear out some of the other creatures. So
right.
Because edicts are how he gets rid of
and he's got plenty. I mean, for Liliana, he's ready to kill a True Name.
Yeah.
But you got to kill everything else, too. All right, 4 Flying Spirits slows down everybody but True Name.
Yeah, and it looks like Owen has 2 Lilianas in his hand.
Wow. Well, I mean, this is a 1-turn clock, right? Deathrite, I assume, has 2 things it can eat. Knock you to 4, untap, attack with True Name, and kill you.
Vindicate, yeah. So he sees
right,
that.
Yeah, he has to kill the Deathrite, and he does. So Owen now at 4, looking to go to 1. Has to kill True Name either this turn or next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Has a Liliana in his hand. 2 Lilianas in his hand. Those are the last 2 cards.
I believe so.
A 6th land would not suck. Delver flips, because of course.
Brian's match in a nutshell.
Pays the mana for the probe.
Oh, no, it's the Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, boy. So that 6th land really will work out if he gets it.
Yes. And I think he gets to stop True Name even if... Yeah, Owen's actually got this stabilized, doesn't he? I mean, barring an answer in Brian Koval's hand, obviously. But Ensnaring Bridge is good enough to turn off the True Name's ability to attack next turn. Just in the nick of time. 1 life left for Owen Watson. Can Brian Koval answer an Ensnaring Bridge?
And Brian has a an Ancient Grudge and a Colligan's Command that I see from his sideboard.
Yeah, but are they still in his deck?
That's a question. I can see Colligan's Command coming in against Owen Watson.
I don't think you bring Ancient Grudge in here.
No.
I mean, maybe you do. It's a Batterskull deck, right? Maybe you bring Ancient Grudge in anyway.
Could be.
He could totally have Ancient Grudge here. You going to attack those into a flipped Delver? Oh, he doesn't. Not only does he have Ancient Grudge in his deck, he has it in his hand. Down goes the Ensnaring Bridge, and True Name Nemesis wins the match for Brian Koval. Brought in the Ancient Grudge to get the the Batterskull and the Jitte and whatever sword happens to be in there. Yeah.